Hello. Yo, holy. Yo, tragic. And day 183. And my skin will not improve. I trust you. It's not going to get any better for the next few months. Only Korea can save me at this point. Because, yeah. Like I was saying, got a lot of I got quite a lot done today. It does feel like I didn't get much done, but then again, it is just always gonna be small steps. I just do really want to get as much done as I can, and so when I don't, even when I take a lot of small steps, it doesn't feel like I've gone really far until I kind of just look back and see how far I've come. I mean, that's always a thing, you know. Nothing ever happens overnight, really. But, I mean, at least not in this line of work. With that being said, today we have pretty much almost finalized Avatar. I'll get into that later. But we've spent about like 2-3 hours building the website and building we cranked out a workflow for DM, which is very bare bones DM workflow, just to respond to DMs and do all that. And then I hit rate limits, so probably just gonna wait. Well, I have waited, so I can get back into it. Tomorrow, I really want to crank it out and like finish it off. So we might have to tap into some extra usage instead of just sticking to the plan. Because to be honest, I think I've pretty much done everything that's sort of non-build related. I think that's all sorted out, so I don't need to do much for that. And so I think most of the time right now is just building, because right now I want to crank out this workflow and really finish it and take this app live for my client. Would be a great use case. I also need to learn how to track the metrics. I don't even know where to start with that. That's a different scenario. So with that being said, my avatar, I've pretty much finalized it, like what I really want. And yeah, I've kind of ended up from point A back to point A, sort of. But this is my vision, so we'll start off with focusing entirely just on lead flow. Lead flow, fuck all the automations. Lead flow, that's where I want to specialize. And then since lead flow, generally it's either lead flow or patient handling, it's pretty versatile across different verticals, so that would let me kind of just stick to the one thing and really hone in and accelerate and get as good at it as I can, because I do want to go. I'm dreaming big, you know. So that being said, I'm targeting like B2B SaaS founders, young, 25 plus ish, and people who own clinics, dental practices too, real estate firms, and definitely cosmetics, like what do you call it, medical aesthetics. Yeah, they have that. They're gonna need that. And with that, you know, I'm like focusing on the leads, and so it's gonna be my my offers is gonna be at the core of it. It's lead flow. Now we can offer you can automate DMs, and then run it through the lead flow. You can automate emails, run it through the lead flow. You can get both. And then there's also the outreach. So these are three forms of, I guess, lead gen. I'm getting really tired, so I can't even think straight. But these are ways, and then ultimately it is this lead flow. I want to automate the entire lead flow rather than just pure lead scraping. That's just a tool. I want to automate an actual process, and so from point A to point Z, that's where I want to go with that. So there's quite a lot of value on the table that I can work off of and use as lead magnets and stuff like that. And yeah, business name, I'm thinking of leader, because I want the word lead in it. And it's like, it's a good thing. I came up with this on my morning walk. I was like, leader. Lead, because it's focused on lead flow. Leader, Leedr. Remove the der, make it dr, make it modern. And then leader, that's without the e, but with the a, that's probably taken. So we'll just do leader with 2 e's and no der. So, and then it still sounds like lead, involved with leads. You get what I mean? So next steps is you just formalize the plan of, like, really formalize it, finish it off, the avatar, and then we're gonna work on setting up the brand profile on Instagram, on the domain. So actually the domain's not in any rush, but I do have to buy the domain, at least buy the domain before anyone snatches it up. Leader AI. Hopefully no one snatches it up while I'm talking about this. So maybe I shouldn't upload this, because I might have leaked it. And if someone steals that name, I might rage. But we're gonna set up the domain. Oh, no, just buy the domain. I just want to work off of the current domain right now and just work off that as the app before I migrate the app to my official domain, leader. And then we're gonna set up and then after we buy the domain, we're gonna set up our value propositions, our offers, our lead magnets. And then with that sorted, then we're gonna automate our own outbound approach, our own outbound campaign, and then automate the lead nurturing, which I can just take from my client what I've made for them and use it for myself. And I think that's as far as it needs to go, because right now I think if I were to run an outbound campaign, I would get one more use case from someone from the actual industry or the niche that I'm targeting, and then I want to go for paid clients. So I don't think there's much need for full official onboarding and invoice process. Okay, maybe onboarding is necessary, but the invoice won't be necessary because I'll probably be doing it for free, and then as a free trial. So then I'm gonna take away some features from them that they're gonna learn to depend on, and then be like, oh no, I kind of need that. Well, I guess we'll just pay you now. Oh no. Boom. And then, yeah. So it's gonna be parallel of setting up all the domain backend shit and also building these workflows that I need, that my client needs, And I'm also gonna try to work a warm lead that I have, pretty warm lead. I was talking to her, and she runs this, well, she has her own photo studio. And I was chatting to her. Fucking found the pain points. Yeah. I was at the event, and she gave me all the juice that I needed. So hopefully, when I send a message, I don't just get blocked, and then we can get another testimonial. I don't want to ask for payment from her. I just want the testimonial and get more reps in. Like 3 testimonials should be good. Should be good to get the first paid client and then get the ball rolling. How is this 11 minutes? How is this 11 minutes? It's funny because I haven't even talked about anything philosophical, poetic. It's just literally thoughts and prayers. Oh, day trading. Yeah, I've not thought about day trading in a hot minute because I said, fuck this strategy. 2 hours of chart time is too much time. I don't have time for that right now. So I do want to find eventually a strategy that's like 30 minutes a day of chart time, very quick, like a scalping strategy pretty much. And that's probably gonna need more forward testing than back testing, just because I'm not willing to spend on a higher tier plan to get more candles. With that being said, I hope I found one and actually make some money off trading like I wanted to this year. But it's kind of been on the back of my mind right recently. So maybe come holiday time when I go back for Easter, I'll probably just spend that time looking at scalping strategies and just start forward testing them, back testing them in the spare time that I have. Don't get me wrong, I do like my old strategy was cool. I was really fluent with it. I could do it really fast. I recognize it really quickly. But the problem is it works best at London. New York. I don't want to trade New York session anymore. New York session is killing me. It was killing me. And now I'm killing myself because I don't even have to trade New York session anymore. And then London shit for the strategy. So then what the fuck do I do? My system just completely fumbles off of one change, which was a session change, and it just completely crashes. So with that being said, day trading is kind of on pause. We're up like $30, I think, on Ethereum. I don't know how to swing trade. I probably could learn swing trading. I know a guy who's like, what's the name again? Forex. He's a Forex something, whatever, and he swing trades. And in his podcast I used to listen to, like the psychology podcast, which I don't need anymore, but what he said, like, yo, I trade like 15 minutes a day sometimes, max. Sometimes I just touch the charts like 2 to 3 times a week to close. And I know that his gain is different. Like the way he does it is probably gonna be way different to how I've been doing it. So it would be a drastic change in terms of learning. It would be a big learning curve, adopting a new strategy, and then seeing if it would actually work for me. Because right now, that's probably the only thing that could work for me is a strategy where I just trade for like 10-15 minutes every few days. So swing trading it is really. Yeah. we're probably gonna have to pull a late night tonight. We were working at like 9 a.m. Admittedly, we might have wasted like an hour and a half just kind of doing nothing. Yeah, it's a whole lot of fucking around and a bit of doom scrolling too. And then we worked out for like half an hour, and here I am recording. So from like 9 to 9 to 11, I only worked 12 hours. Not 14, 12. So, yeah. Can you see the light in my eyes? It's just gone. No. Also, I ate moldy bread today. Not today, last night. I ate it in the dark. I didn't turn the lights on because I was like, oh damn, I know where it is. I did not think it was moldy. I should have been suspecting it because it had a bit of a funky smell and a funky taste. I was like, nah, it's cool. Put some peanut butter on that bread. Ate a whole fucking. It's not a loaf, but I guess it is a loaf. But it's not like your traditional like bread loaf, as in the one that sliced bread loaf. It's like a small loaf kind of thing. Yeah, and I ate the whole thing, and I didn't feel the effects of it until like an hour or two ago. So almost 24 hours it took for that to kick in. Do you think that because it's moldy, there's less calories because some of the food's already like decayed and like it's kind of disappearing? Or do you think that there's greater caloric content in it because the mold might have more energy from like photosynthesis and shit? Dude, that's a bulking hack. If you want to bulk, eat moldy food. Crazy thing is, yeah, with my poor sleep and poor eating, we're never gonna see real progress in the gym again. If I want to lock in the gym, probably gonna have to be like in a few years' time or some shit when I don't work like 6 hours a day, 12, 10 to 14 hours a day. We're about to hit 20 minutes, so I'm gonna stop it right here. We are not doing this 20-minute video shit. Like, come on now. Bye bye.